Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Let Me See Your Transcript. Your very favorite history teacher. Early this morning, uh, I got a new uh, phone holder and finally set it up yesterday afternoon so that I could, hopefully, I could hear me a lot better. And fortunately, it's still dark, so you can't see me a lot better right now. Uh, so I try to do the put it on the dashboard, but um, this is the dashboard is a different material that it won't work on it. So I was like, okay, I guess it's gonna go on the wood shoe. So y'all pray the suction keep suctioning. All right. So hey, KKK Mom, hey to the tango. So glad you can be here. I wanted to come on and do uh, this trending topic. Also, it's happening here in Houston where I live, and also, I also do true crime and church topics too. So I want to make sure I got all the information. So please look at the links that I put in the description. I have the yesterday there was a police city of Houston um, the press conference. So with the mayor, our new mayor, John Whitmire, and police chief Skinner, and some other agencies that are also helping with the investigation, and another website where local news went to the um, perpetrator's home, which is in Conroe, Texas, which is a suburb north of Houston. Uh, and then the neighbors, just what the neighbors said is just, I just feel like the ball got dropped in so many different places concerning this person. And I just want to give y'all like the basic details because there's also people saying different things that is not true or, uh, concerning this case. So, uh, uh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get to that to the tango because I was watching another true crime person, Novesity. I put his video in there too because he was looking. He's kind of like me. He looks at different sources, and he was actually pulling some of them up, um, and I was looking at different sources of yesterday too. So basically, her name is Genesis Yvonne Moreno. I'm been told that she's from El Salvador. I don't know if she's a naturalized citizen or if she came over as a child. They're not saying. But usually with Texas, you know how our governor is. If she was a illegal alien, they probably would have said it already. But so I think she's here legally, or she um, maybe naturalized as a child or an adult. I don't know. I'll find out some more later on. Or if that's incorrect, I'll come back on and let y'all know. So, she has actually had a criminal past and a mental and some mental health problems. She was put into, I guess you say, some psychiatric detention in 2016. The last time, as you see on my thumbnail, that's her 5 different mugshots. Her most recent one was 2022, which actually was in Fort Bend County. And Fort Bend County is southwest of Harris County. It's like the next, it's a very diverse county. And it comes to some other southern suburbs in the southern part that's south of Houston, southwest of Houston. So, and she was picked up there because, hey, Dominique, she was picked up there because they said that she unlawfully had a gun with her in 2022. So, Um, she has had several aliases, female and male. Most of them female, one male. So I think some people were hearing like, oh, she has a male alias, she must be transgender. No, it's just because she was doing some fraud. It was just like one of them happened to be male. It doesn't have anything. I think probably was catfishing, or probably I think using credit cards or something, and probably was using the male identity for some things, and then using most of the other female identities for something else. Please let me know if the sound is good. Hopefully now y'all can hear me a lot better. And so, cause y'all remember when TJ and Shauna Way found out that one of her aliases was someone named Marcus, and they found out Marcus was her brother or something like that. I think that's probably what's going on with this case. That she was this Genesis person, what Genesis Yvonne Moreno was using a male alias because she was doing some fraud type stuff. That's what I think it is. So people are like, oh, she's transgender. I said, oh, y'all, please don't hop on that. No. Even the first time they're like, no, this person is identified as born she and her, and still identifies that. It's just one of the aliases was male. Most of the rest of them were female. Um, she lived in Conroe, like I said. Conroe is like 45 minutes north of, I guess you could say, the Houston city limits. And so for her to like basically drive I-45 south to Lakewood Church, because Lakewood is like a little bit southwest of um, downtown, because like 45 minutes you'll probably get to downtown, and then maybe another 10-15 minutes depending on traffic you'll get to Lakewood Church. So like, let's say an hour. If she drove an hour in a trench coat and had guns and her 7-year-old son. That first they said her son was 4, then they said it's 5. It's been confirmed the young boy is 7 years old. It is her son. It is her biological son. Um, they did go to the home. They went to the car because when she came into the church. Okay, so let's say what happened when she came to the church. She has visited Lakewood before, and she has actually donated. You know how you go to church and you like give an offering or something, and I think that's what she did. So she's on record because you know when you give like in the little, either in the envelope or like a check or something, you put it in the envelope, or you put it in, you make it out to the church. So there's record that she gave money or gave an offering or something to the church. So she knows, she's been there. She went to what was called, so Lakewood, just to let y'all know, Lakewood's pastor was actually John Osteen, Joel Osteen's father. Haley, Queen DJ. And so it used to be, the church used to be on like the northeast side in a section of Houston called Lakewood. And so it was called the Lakewood Church. And so his dad, I think they may have been part of the SBC, but later on they left the SBC, and then the son, the father died. I actually liked his father's teaching. He was more traditional, but Joe was a lot more prosperity, feel good, Tony Robbins type of preacher. And so years ago, they bought the what was at the time called the Compact Center. It was called the Summit, then it became the Compact Center. So that's where the Houston Rockets played, was at the Compact Center, and that's where the concerts was. I remember I went there when it was the Summit and later the Compact Center. I used to go see Prince there a couple of times. So that's how big. So when Lakewood bought that church, it literally, because of the seating that was already there, that it literally became the biggest. It's actually, I think, in the Guinness Book of World Records, it's the largest church in North America. So it is the largest church in North America, and also the largest church in Houston, and now the largest church in the United States. So it has several services. They do have other activities, because my aunt, I used to drop her over there because one of her friends used to invite her to like the senior activities. They have some nice senior activities. I used to drop her over there for the little senior activities that they had, and so those were nice. And so another one of her friends, I think, was, hey, Black Anonymous. Yes, I think I made a video for that, and they had he had to be shamed. He had to be shamed into opening the doors. Mattress. This is why Mattress Mad gets so much love, even though he's a Republican, because when it's a hurricane, tropical storm, he is opening the furniture place so people can have somewhere to stay. He opened his place before Joe Osteen opened his church. I'm thinking like that should tell you something right there. And then Mattress Mac, they end up giving him an award, which he deserved. And then later on, they gave an award to Joe Osteen. And I said, I know y'all did. I was so disappointed that was Mary Turner there? Or was it what was the other lady? But I'm so mad. I said, why are you giving him that? He'd be shaming to doing that. And y'all started hating on Matches Mac for that purple Super Bowl commercial. We from Houston. We know about. We can follow him doing that commercial. Everybody else is upset. So exactly, who are you supposed to? And then they kept saying like, "Oh, we had flooding, and our people told us we couldn't open the doors." But luckily, you opened the doors a day after, hours after you were shamed into, and then they opened their door and they became. And that was the thing. There were other churches that had smaller, okay, or medium sized, who had opened their doors to people who were in need. And so they made his. So once he finally opened the doors, it became like the big hub. But then I guess it was just too many people, and so they're like, "Oh, we're gonna switch it over to the NRG." So the NRG is like where the Houston Texans were playing. Yeah, the thing about the smiling during the press conference, because I think he had another press conference. Joe always. This is the thing, y'all. Joe always talks like that. Yeah, it's really unnerving. It's really and like a lot of people like, why is he smiling doing this bad thing? He when he preaches, he does that too. And my aunt loved her some Joel Osteen. Don't know why, but Sunday I had to have the TV on and Joel. It was Joel in the morning on Sunday, and then in the afternoon it was the other black preacher over there in Brooklyn. She had a crush on him. I can't think of his name right now. And she liked the other guy, the Church Without Walls guy, I think. So yeah, but yeah, just yeah, y'all irked by the smile. Yeah, he does that. Not to excuse him for that. He probably should have, practiced a lot more looking, not being smiling and everything. I don't know who was his publicity person, but he always, yeah, he talks when he preaches and he's speaking, he does that smile thing too. Oh, congratulations, Dominic, you got married. You was married now. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, I'm sorry to hear about your dad, Black Announce. I keep him in prayer. So there are some tele events. Like I used to watch a lot of television growing up. But then later on I found out like what they were really like, all the scandals and stuff. But there's a couple of that I still like I like. They have a good message. I like Ed Young Jr. Because there's another pastor here, Ed Young. He's Second Baptist pastor. He's been here for a long time. He has good sermons too, but then he started saying some stuff, and then I just kind of switched to the Son. And the Son is like I'm a person like, give me some designs, give me some visuals, like, and then I can remember. And I was like, okay, I like the Ed Young Jr. So, but yeah, let me get back to Lakewood. So Genesis Yvonne Moreno, she had been there before. She's like 34, 35 years old. So according to let me show you what happened when I heard about the neighbor. Let's look at the timing of events. So I want to say the shooting happened around because we were getting alerts. I know I get news alerts, so I'm starting a lot of different news notifications. So I was getting an alert about Sunday afternoon. I was working on my syllabus for my other college class, second start class that I'm about to teach, right? So I'm working on my syllabus, and I see like in the afternoon, like it's like, oh, shooting at Lakewood Church, be advised. And so I'm like, I'm sharing it with all of my, I'm sharing it with, other people on Facebook so they can know, because I have friends and stuff around Houston. And so, at the time that they were having it, it was a Spanish speaking service. So remember, we're in Houston, we're in Texas, we're the largest city in Texas. So we also have a very significant Hispanic population. So also the Spanish speaking service has their own, I guess you could call it, associate pastor. I forget what his name is. And by the way, John Gray used to be um, an associate pastor too. I think he was Wednesday nights, or I forget. It may have been another service, because it's like 4 or 5 different services on Sunday, and then I think there's also a Wednesday night service. But John Gray got his own church, so he moved. So there's a Spanish speaking pastor. So Joel wasn't there at the Spanish speaking service. It was a Spanish speaking pastor. I forget what his name is. Yeah, I need to do that. So that's why if you see videos of it now, you'll see a pastor speaking or preaching, or like, and then you see, and it's because it's also telecast. So and then you hear a pop, 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 and then you see him like he's just probably thinking like, I don't know, he's just he's talking, and then he starts seeing people like move. He starts seeing people leave. So and then people are like leaving. So yeah, so if you see that, that's why you don't see Joel there. He's because Joel and his wife are like, I guess you said, the senior pastors, and so there was another pastor there for the Spanish speaking service. So so the neighbor in Conroe says, one of the neighbors said, hey, I saw her putting something in her car. She had a blue tarp over her car. I guess she took the tarp off, and then she said, the lady said, I saw her putting something in her car, but I couldn't see what it was. So she didn't think it was guns. She just saw her putting something in the car. But she did say, I saw her with a trench coat in her hands. So yeah, so the neighbor did see a trench coat. So the lady got in her car with the trench coat and the guns, and her 7-year-old son drove to Lakewood Church that she's been to before, and then literally went in there, and there was a security guard, and the security guard, I guess, was probably doing his job, and she didn't like what the security guard said, and then she threatened to shoot the security guard. So they're in the hallway. They're not in the sanctuary. They're in the hallway before you get into the sanctuary. And he's basically like probably looking at her like, why she got a trench coat on? Because it is chilly in Texas, in Houston, but damn, a trench coat. And so she threatens him to shoot him. Then she starts shooting. There are 2 off-duty law enforcement officers who are working security in the church. So I guess the first person that they met, he was unarmed, but the other 2, one was an off-duty Houston police officer, and the other person was an off-duty federal, federal officer? Was it alcohol, tobacco, and firearms? He was a Fed. And so she started firing, and then they fired back. They said it was 12 minutes. So the people in the sanctuary heard it pop off, and so, people in the text messages that people in the sanctuary just like dove, and then they started fleeing. So while that was it, so there was no shooting in the sanctuary, but because it was so loud, they were just like in panic, right? So the 12 minutes that the 2 off-duty officers who are working security for the church, because you can do that, and I don't know if y'all do that in y'all other places, off-duty law enforcement can work security. And the church is big as like what they do need that. So it was extra slow right here. I'm almost at the destination, but okay. All right. So basically, Um, the two off duties, they in the exchange, a 57-year-old man. I don't know if he was another security guard. I don't know if he was a security guard that was unarmed that stopped her. I don't know if he was just an innocent person on the side, but he got shot, I think, in the leg. So he's 57 years old. He was taken to the hospital. He ended up getting released. But Genesis Yvonne Moreno was killed in the exchange. She had an AR-15. I want to say it was two AR-15s or maybe one, but she had an AR-15 with her that they said she legally purchased this past December 2023. So I'm trying to figure out, if you have been institutionalized back in 2016 and you have 5 mug shots, and my kind of thing is, like, was any of them felonies? Because you can't have no felony and no mental illness and be able to buy a gun unless she used one of them aliases to purchase a gun, or like someone mentioned in the Vestity's chat last night, what if it was gifted to her? You know what I'm saying? So I need to look at her criminal history and see if any of them are felonies. Because if she was not supposed to be able to buy that gun and she was able to buy it legally, then they need to look at that gun owner, the gun shop, or wherever she got it from. Then I'm also thinking, like, they said she lived with her mother. And so I'm trying to think, okay, did your mother know you had that gun? Did your mother supposed to be in charge of you because she's mentally ill? Oh, thank you. This is the address, but thank you. Thank you. Or did your mom even know you had it? Or was your mom scared of you? Like, we don't know. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, if your neighbors got all these complaints and they're calling the police, what is going on? Like, why wasn't that lady taken in? Because, so like someone said, if she had been arrested and taken in for all the threats she had against her neighbors, and also one of the people she threatened was her child teacher. So come on now, hey, y'all. Yeah, Texas is pretty much pro-gun. A law just got passed in Texas because AR-15 is a rifle, and this has been on the books for years. You can purchase or carry a rifle at age 18, okay, and you don't have to have a license for that. I believe we are also an open carry state. I remember some guy in Dallas. He was open carry at the time. Now for the handguns, you need to concealed. They need to be concealed, and then there are certain places in Texas you're not allowed to take a gun in anyway. That's schools and hospitals and certain government buildings. But then some people feel like, hey, you should be able to carry a gun into a church. Well, when you have something like this, and by the way, there have been other instances where there's been shootings at churches. People have had problems with either somebody in the community, and they have gone to a church and they have shot it up. So this is not, I mean, this is happens to be the largest church it happened to. And in this case, only one person died, and that was the shooter. In the other cases, it was somebody who came in a small church, but they shot up and killed a lot of people. So, but yeah, so the 57-year-old man got hit in the 12-minute exchange, and her son, who she had with her, got shot in the head. So he is in critical condition in the hospital. So can y'all please pray for the little boy, because it's not his fault. His mama it was wrong. I think that she purposely brought the child because that way that person can be disarming, so she can get into the building. They're still trying to figure out, because they said they saw a Palestine sticker. Oh yeah, to the tango. Oh yeah, I'll see that in Houston, Dallas, Austin. It ain't just in no country places. It's other places too. But I do appreciate the fact that there are certain places where I think you shouldn't be able to bring it. And that means a school, a hospital, and a government building. Hell, the government building already got their own people. So, but now some people are like, oh, you should be able to bring it anywhere. And now they have a law now saying if you're age 21 and up and you don't have a felony, you can just carry a gun without a license. And I'm just like, hey, wait a minute now. You already can carry an AR-15 or a rifle without at age 18 without a license. But okay, all right, okay. But I need a license to carry, for a car, huh? So yeah, all right. So the little boy is in the hospital. It appears that she had a problem with her ex-husband and her ex-husband's family. Allegedly, the ex-husband's family is Jewish, and so that's why they said they were going to be looking at some of the things that she may have posted online and some of the writing she had because they were anti-Semitic, but they believe it was anti-Semitic because of the ex-husband's family being Jewish. I'm still trying to figure out if any of his family was attending the church, because I'm just like, why did you go to the church? Did we go to the church or like what? What's going on? So yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. So I'll come back more with updates, but please check out the resources, the videos that I put in the description. Now, someone said in another chat, I need to double check that the ex-husband's family may have been attending the Spanish speaking service. So she came there to make a statement. So they were fighting her for custody. So yeah, usually if you look at the profiling, usually shooters are not people that um, usually shooters are not women. But usually when it's a mass shooting, they're not there because they're really trying to shoot everybody else. It's because an event has happened and it has triggered some other things. So thank you so much for listening to me on my way to work. Please leave your description. Let me know how the sound is and the visuals, because now I have this, cell phone mount. So also got another video I'm probably going to do later on. So thank you, Dominic, to the Tango, Black Anonymous, Melanie John Said So. And then check out Melanie John Said So and Black Anonymous channel. Thank you to the Tango. Thank you, Kai and Kayla's mom. Thank you, Pixie Dust 1958. If there's anyone else in here that I may have forgotten, please blame on my head, not my heart. I'll talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.